100% of the stuff that I said. So I'll start to asking my question, what's the point? If people can remember. So I did a lot of research on this and tried to understand how people learn. So I was very surprised to find out that one of the most important aspects of teaching on the Vedana practice is that every lecture has 3 moments. The first moment is when you listen. Okay, so that's what we do here, but we do it for the whole time. I talk, you listen, you go to pass, and have a nice day. But the second part of their practice is asking questions, but it's asking questions like, what do I get from what the person was talking about? Did that make sense to me? Was I able to get what she was talking about? And if not, do I have any question? What is that did not make sense from what she was talking about? So maybe I have a question. So if I get it, I have to ask myself, did I get it? What the speaker was trying to tell me. Did I get that? This is a question that you must ask yourself. Did I get that? Did that make sense? Did I came in? Did that? And then ask a question that maybe it's not 100% clear within you. And the last part is a little meditation related to what we learn. Why? Because this is the time that sometimes when we learn something, we wish so badly that that will stay with us, right? And it doesn't stay. So you might say something, I heard a speaker, was great, but for some reason, it doesn't stay with me. When I go home the next day, I wake up and it doesn't stick. The new concept that we learn, it doesn't stick. So that's why they use the last part of the meditation, the last part as a meditation, so you can actually feel within you what the speaker is talking about. Right? So I was like, yes, that's a good thing. Maybe that's what we need to do in order to be more, I don't want to say productive, but to everybody to enjoy and make more use of what we learn here at the center or any other place that we go. So we want to use this format today, if it's okay with you. Yeah? Okay, good. So I did a lecture in Portuguese last Saturday, and it was about kindness. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about kindness. I started showing up a video, and that video was the study on science, what science is proving us how important kindness is. And the video basically show us that deep down we are kind. We are all kind. We think that we are this selfish person which with survival mode, which we are sometimes, but in nature, everybody's kind. So we have people, for an example, that it's very kind to family members. So it's that person that you see, they're so kind to the family members, to the person that they have a relationship with them, but they are not very kind with people outside of their family environment, right? Do we know people like that? Okay. But there is other group of people that they are very kind with people outside of their environment, but not very kind with the people that it's, directly family, okay? And we also have another group of people that they are very kind to animals. Have you seen people like that? They are not kind in the family. They're not kind outside of their family, but they're very kind with their animals, right? So they love the cats, or they love the dogs, or anything, when it's not human. So that proves to us that the kindness is there. That deep down, we are all kind people. This is our nature. And kindness it's very easy to exercise kindness, because kindness comes from the goodness of your heart. Okay? But you can actually fake kindness, right? So it's not hard to do at all, because if I don't feel it in my heart, I can fake it, right? And what am I talking about? I'm talking about small things. Let's start with the small types of kindness, like open a door for a stranger. That's kindness, right? Helping a neighbor that is going through, the grocery shop, and you go in and you say, hey, can I help you? Or be kind to somebody that's going on traffic and cut you off, and you go, oh, you know what? Let's just let it go. So, and in everyday life, we have chances to be kind to people, okay? Just because I know that as a human being, it's important to me to express the kindness, because that's part of who I am. But we don't always do that, right? Okay, so the question that I have for you is, what is the opposite of kindness? It's rudeness. Sometimes we're just rude to people. I don't care if it's a family member, I don't care if it's a stranger, I don't care if it's rudeness in here, that I judge, I point fingers, I say stuff, even mentally only, okay? But what we need to understand is why that sometimes we're kind and other times we are rude. Because that's the problem, right? I can be very kind, but I can also be very rude. It's the same energy. Same energy. But remember one thing. Remember that when somebody is kind to you, even a small gesture, I'm talking about a wife that went to Publix and saw something that the husband liked and grab it and say, oh, I remember you, so I brought this. is that you feel when somebody's kind to you? Think about that. Think about how powerful kindness is, using your own self. And how wonderful it is when somebody is kind to you. It's powerful. It's very powerful. So we have to get it. Okay, I really like when somebody is kind to me. It makes me feel good. Even if I'm on a bad mood, you know, somebody do something kind. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I like it. It feels good. So this is a tool that I can use in my life, okay, to make others feel good. You get the concept and the importance of kindness? Okay, but sometimes I'm kind, sometimes I'm not kind, and I need to think about this. What is that one thing that makes me kind or rude? There was a motivation why you're rude. And there's a motivation why you're kind. The motivation when you are kind, it's because it's on your own nature. That's who you are. Every human being is kind. There was extra motivation when we have interested in certain things, but there was motivation that why we are rude. And we're going to talk about that motivation tonight. Why am I rude in some situation? To the same person, right? So, there is two different things. There is one thing that is called life. And there was another thing that is called my idea of life. Can you see the difference? Life, it's life. Life, it's what keeps you breathing. It's what keeps you going. If you look at the bird, it's full of life, right? Life, it's what makes you experience life. Okay, so life, it's what's in the, make your heart beat, make you breathe without even thinking about, oh, I have to breathe. You don't have. You don't have to remind yourself that you have to breathe because it's life breathes for you. Life make your physical organs working for you to have an experience like you're having. Okay? That's life. Then another thing is what? The idea of what life is. And that's a problem. Why? Because those ideas are based in what happened to you, are based on memories, are based on what society is telling you that is right or wrong, that are based on your belief what is life is all about. That's your idea of life, not life itself. So we usually live based on the idea, what I think life is, what I believe life is. What does that have to do with being rude? Everything, because every time that somebody does something to me, or life happened in a way to me, or something happened that my idea of life interpret that situation or that person as wrong, I'm going to be rude. Not because that person deserves it, like we justify to ourselves all the time. I was rude because they deserve it. No. You were rude because something that the person said or did was against your idea of the perfect life, of what life should be. It irritates you right there. When my son was 18 years old, my oldest son, without the conflict, teenagers and all the things that most people go through with their kids. One day, he said to me, I have a question for you, Mom. And I say, yeah? And what is it? And he said, let me ask you something. Do you love me or you love the idea of me? I was like, what? I said, it's a simple question. You love me or you love the idea of me? And I was like, no, I love you. And he goes, I don't think so. I don't think so. You love the idea that you create of me, of what am I supposed to do? Or what am I supposed to be? That's what you love. And then I was, I went to my therapist the next day. And I was so mad. I was like, look at this kid, thinking that I don't love him, that I love this idea of him. And then my therapist was like, wow. And he goes, Yonara, think about it. Reflect upon this question. Reflect a little bit, because that's a very important question. And then I was like, oh yeah, and they go, yeah, because you are so attached. What you are in love right now with is with all the ideas. And he said to me, right after I was speechless with this question, he said to me this, Mom, I'm gonna tell you right now, I will never, ever be the person that you want me to be. I was like, what do I want you to be? And then he goes, you know very well, I'm not gonna be mine, so don't waste your time. Don't waste your time creating this idea of what I'm gonna be, because I will never be what you want me to be. That was the question. So my therapist says to me, the next day he said, I want you to write a letter. And the title of the letter is, What Did I Learn with My Kids? And the next day I sit and I have to write this, and then I started to write, and by the end of the letter, I still have this letter, I was in tears. Because I realized that the way that I was dealing with my kids was completely based on the idea of what a happy family in my belief system means. So we have ideas of what a marriage should be, of what your kids should be, of what your friends should act, of how the center should act, how a religious person should behave. You have all this. And the sad part is that was not even created by you. It was not something that you create. It's something that came to you automatically based on your memories and things that you went on life, and you take your life and you guide your life. You make your life guidance through your belief system, the what you think is right and what you think is wrong. Why you were mad with a person that cut you off in traffic? Think about it. Because at the moment you judge it as wrong, and then you go and bah! You know? You probably saw as a kid a lot of people doing that. You probably have a mind. You know, I went to traffic school, you know, I took my license, and you're not supposed to cut somebody the way that this guy did. In that moment, you're rude. So what I want you to understand is that your kindness, it's very selective. Okay? And we don't get to access this power when we are selective of who we want to be kind and who will not want to be kind. My brother, Luigi's brother, youngest brother, he told me one thing that I never forgot. One day he said to me, you know, Yonara, the most privileged people on planet Earth are the handsome ones. And people, he said, Yonara, people there that has a physical beauty, they can get whatever they want. You know, they go to a job interview, and they're so handsome, so pretty, somebody will hire them even though they're less qualified than somebody that was ugly. True? True. And he said to me, Yonara, I noticed that when I'm around pretty and handsome guys and pretty girls, I'm like all kind. I'm like, do you need water? Do you need this? I can get this for you. I'll do this for you. And look at our behavior. It's funny, but we need to realize that. We need to realize that. Thank you, Rafa. You need to realize that we are selective to our kindness, and if we see a handsome guy, really handsome guy, we tend to be kind to that guy. And when we see a very pretty girl, we tend to be kind. Not as kind when we see somebody that we judge as ugly, right? We seem to lose the kindness. Why? Because we are selective. We are selective to who we want to be kind, instead of using this wonderful power that we have within us to be generally kind with everybody. I don't care if it's a homeless or the president. It makes no difference from us. That's the way we need to get this teaching and realizing that we using the natural power that we have to be kind to each other. It's good for you also. That's why Jesus says, love others like you love yourself. If you cannot love, which is a feeling, you can certainly be kind to everybody that you encounter in life. Yonara, how can I be kind to a homeless? Giving what they want. Give them $10, $20. Why I'm not supposed to give it? Why not? Because if you are in that situation, you probably wanted somebody to be kind enough, because kindness is when you show people that you care. That's what kindness is. And if you can show them by giving $5, $10, $20, why not? Look at the person's eyes and say, here we go. You matter. But they're going to buy a beer or a tequila. So what? Don't you buy beer and tequila? I find it very funny because the most rich people on this planet can be an alcoholic. The person that has no complaints about life, that lives a wonderful life, that has a wonderful bed to go up at night, they're still drinking to escape reality. But a person that has nothing cannot do it. Why? So at the moment that you judge, you lose your kindness. This is the thing. The moment that you judge, you lose your kindness. And we are in need, for us, for our spiritual life, for our emotional life, for our physical health, for everything. We are in such a need of kindness. It's the most easiest thing to do when you realize that kindness has nothing to do with your belief system of what life should be. As a matter of fact, when you can see the belief system is when you become conscious that you don't have to guide your life based on what people told you your whole life. There is life itself for you to live instead of living the idea of life. Life is there, here to be lived. Do not live the idea of life. Because the idea of life is personal, it's not real. It's not real. Whatever it is that you think that life is, it's an illusion. It's not real. I don't care if you believe in the most beautiful thing, it's still not real. Why? Because we are incapable to comprehend life. Life, it's a mystery. Life, it's a mystery, but it's a wonderful mystery that I get to live, that I get to enjoy, that I get to love, that I get to be kind. But when I live of the idea of life, I'm full of anger, frustration, depression, anxiety. I have a lake next to my house, behind my house, and the other day I was looking at a little duck swimming in a lake. And I was looking at it, and I was like, wow, this is so wonderful. This is life itself. Imagine the duck saying, I have to swim in this lake. This is my duty. This is my mission. I have to swim in this lake because this is what life became to us, a duty. And it's not. It is not. The idea of life is really ruining life right now for us. So we get to not live a natural, beautiful kindness. Because you know what we heard about kindness when we were young, most of us? They go saying, don't be stupid. Don't trust people. That's how our belief system is. So you be naive. Oh, she's kind. No, you don't know what that person can do to you. And this is the things that build up, that we lost touch with the nature, with the beauty, with the love, with the kindness that is within us. So before we go to the questions, I have a little story that I wanted you to tell you. There was this witch, and this lady, she used to live with her husband and her mother-in-law, and she went to visit the witch, and she told the witch, you know what? How much it will cost? I need to kill you. I need you to kill my mother-in-law. I cannot take her. She's rude. She does this and this and this and this to me, and I can't take it anymore. So make me a magic potion, whatever it is. But I want her dead. So the witch said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. For 2 months, you go back home, and for 2 months, you're gonna be the kindest person ever to your mother-in-law. And she said, no, that, I said, oh, listen, if you don't do this, at the moment that your mother-in-law dies, they're gonna blame on you. They're gonna come after you, right? Because, you know, you hate her so much, she dies all of a sudden, they're gonna think you did it. And she goes, yeah, yeah. And then the witch says, so you have to pretend. You have to pretend. You have to, you know, make other people see that you have this beautiful relationship with your mother-in-law, and the last thing you want to do is to kill her, to have her dead. And it goes, okay, and then you goes, and then this is what you're gonna do. Between 2 and 3 months, you come back here, and it will happen. Trust me, I'm a witch. Your mother-in-law will be dead. So she went happy home, and for 2 months, the only thing she did was she was kind to that lady. And the old lady threw things on her and didn't scream and did this and did this. And she was kind. She was kind and kind and kind and kind. At the end of the 2 months, she runs to the witch. And she told the witch, please do not kill my mother-in-law. I love her. We're getting along so well. So, kindness generates kindness. This is how powerful this is. Powerful. A person is rude to you, no matter how rude to you, you're still being kind to that person. Little by little, you will change something. And that person, why? Because the act of kindness feels so good on you. Okay? Now is the time that you're gonna think, did I get what she was saying? And seriously, ask yourself, did I get what she was saying? Trying to make sense with what I said to you. Really reflect. I'm gonna give you 20 seconds. Give me. I want you to think about that and say, ask yourself, did I get it? Did I get it? Okay, now it's time for questions. If there is any doubts or anything that you didn't catch it or anything, questions. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Good.
You say, let me get my questions organized.
Good. Mm-hmm.
You say that we can be both. We can be kind and we can be unkind.
Mm-hmm.
We're selective.
Mm-hmm.
what causes that? What's their effect to be kind and unkind? What?
The idea that you have about life. When somebody goes against your belief, you are unkind. So if you believe that that a successful person, you know, it's good for you to be around a very successful person. This is your belief system. Oh, if I get to be friends with that person, I'm going to look good. You're going to be kind to that person because it's within your belief system.
But that's fake.
That's fake. But you're going to be kind because kindness is a thing that you can fake. Okay? But the reason why you are selective, who is making that selection is your belief system that is completely wrong, completely delusional, that is telling you what is okay and what is not okay. What is good or bad, what is right or wrong. So when you become aware of that belief system, you start to doubt your own belief system. And that's good. So my belief system, I'm kind to everybody, generally. My belief system tells me that I should do this or this based on that. Go ahead.
So for me, speaking for myself, those I call triggers. Be racist, be jealous, be judgmental. If I'm aware of those things that I have because I'm imperfect human being, I can work on those factors and say, okay, I've been being judgmental. I'll give it the $20. I don't care what he's gonna do for money. I'm doing it with my heart, wishing him the best.
Exactly.
But I have to be aware that
you have to be aware that your belief system is what running your life. It's your idea of life that is running your life, not life itself. Yes.
How do you undo a belief system?
You can't undo a belief system, unfortunately. What you can do is you can become conscious that you have a belief system. And that belief system is strong on you, but you no longer act according to your belief system. Okay? The most beautiful thing to do is when you drop your belief system. But your belief system, what sustains your belief system is the energy that you give to protect that belief system. So as more as you keep believing and believing and believing in your ideas of life, and that belief system is stronger, 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 stronger. When you realize that your ideas of life, it's not life itself, you start you start by not feeding the belief system any longer. By being consciousness of your belief system. And then little by little, energetically, they will be less powerful. But there is no way that you can one day wake up and say, you know what, all this belief system, throw it on a garbage, and hey, free from belief system. I wish it was that easy. It's not. It's becoming consciousness every single day of that belief system.
How do you know what's right and what's wrong?
There is no right and there is no wrong. What is right for you is not right for her. What is right for you is not right for us. We cannot base a life on right and wrong. Because that's judgmental. And that's belief system acting. But that person didn't say good morning to me. That's wrong. Who said that you have to say good morning every day unless it's your own belief system working against you? People say good morning if they want to, if they feel like it. There is no obligation. You do it because you're kind. You say good morning. But if that person doesn't want to say good morning, yes.
What about the person who is rude to you, right? And then you don't cope with that behavior. You just, you know, be neutral or just choose to, you know, ignore, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that person is being rude to you. So she is in her belief system or his belief system. So you just leave it alone.
Uh-huh.
So how you see that?
Okay, so let me repeat that. So let me make sure I get it, what you're asking. So you're saying that be kind to a person that does not deserve your kindness. Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm saying about a person who is rude.
Uh-huh. Ah, yeah, got it. I got it. Mm-hmm. Rude and kind.
So all of a sudden, the person that is kind is rude.
It's rude. Got it.
So how you see the person who is receiving the rudeness, just to cooperate, ignore, and but isolate the person.
Yes, that's a great question. So what we have to be aware, okay, is whatever we say is rude or not, it's based on your idea of life. So you might see something as rude, but when you don't believe in your belief system anymore, you might say, you know what, that's stupid. That's not even being rude. But my belief system, okay, my idea of life would immediately interpret this as rudeness. But when you talk to the person later on, say, you were rude, and the person say, did I? No, I wasn't rude. The person didn't even mean it to be rude. But your interpretation of rudeness is the one that caused you pain. Is the one that caused the conflict. Okay? In every single aspect of life, your idea of life is guiding you. Okay? So when you start to, but is that a reason for me to be that upset with it was a really rudeness? What I feel as grace that is rude and is not rude, what is that my belief system is telling me? And you start to disbelieve and disattach yourself from that. Okay? Yes.
This is a very interesting subject because, yeah, kind of we know that, or I know that, but I just realized that, yeah, it's true. So when actually someone says or acts in a way that I expect, or that's my idea of it, I'm very happy.
Yeah.
But when that person, be my boss, my brother, sister, friend, whatever, whoever, says something that I don't like, or my idea is that that person is not supposed to say that, then I react.
Yeah.
No?
All of us.
But the funny thing is that due to my rudeness and the way I react, the other person reacts back. In
Yeah.
the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the conflict.
Oh, yeah. And big conflicts can come out of that.
Right. So actually, my question would be, knowing that, I mean, that's the reason why in this world there's so many conflicts and wars and whatever. Knowing that, I guess we are aware of this, but sometimes we cannot avoid due to our belief system.
Yes.
But what kind of tips do you provide? Because it looks like hard. You know, it's not that I think about it; it just
Happens.
do it
Yes.
spontaneously.
Yeah, it just happens.
And then maybe at night or I don't why did I say that? Maybe I should say that. But already created some kind of conflict, and it works the other way around too.
Yeah.
So what kind of tips can you provide for people, normal people like us, just
Yes.
to kind of become more aware of this and not getting affected by certain reactions of people and not really create that conflict?
Okay. Becoming aware, okay? Raphael called those triggers, okay? Becoming aware, okay, that in your belief system, okay, you can even write this in a journal. What is considered wrong for me in my belief system is not what is wrong. What is my idea of wrong? Okay? And you need to be very honest with yourself. Okay? So if you think that, for an example, laziness is one of the most horrible things in life, okay? But when somebody calls me lazy, they can say, you are lazy. It's like, give me a punch in my stomach. I react immediately. Why? Because I think laziness, I label laziness as wrong. Laziness could be not wrong. There was people that they are proud to be lazy. You know? It's no right or wrong on being lazy or not. So you have to become aware of the things in your belief system that you definitely think it's wrong. For an example, if you think it's wrong for a person to scream at you, the moment that they scream, you react. But if you don't mind, it's like, I don't care if that person's screaming. It's their own problem between their own. You don't get affected at all. You just don't get affected. It's like, how could you allow that person to scream at you? Homie? You see? But the reason why I react when somebody screams at me is because in my belief system, that is unacceptable. Okay? All right. So right now, Luigi, can you put a little bit of a music? We're going to use a 5 last moments to do a little meditation on this subject. Now is time when we're going to bring it in. Okay? It's time for us to breathe and keep thinking a little bit until the music's on of everything that we talk about here tonight. Bring that into your heart. Can you dim the light for me? Yeah. So let's take a deep breath. And what we're going to do in this meditation is that we're going to find this kindness within us. So look in your body. Observe your heart chakra. And see how kind you are. The power that is within you. That is the power of kindness. Of being kind to yourself. Very kind to yourself. And then kind to whole humanity. Look within you and see all the compassion that is within you. Just observe. I'm not asking you to create anything. Do not create anything, only observe. Breathe in and out and observe the compassion, the love, and the kindness that is already within you. Nothing that you have to conquer. nothing that you have to evolve to. It's already there. It's already there. All the love that you are searching outside of you, I want you to see and observe that it's within you. Do not force it, do not create. Just put all your attention in your heart chakra. Be present. And you see you notice and you realize that you can actually be very, very kind. From the smallest act towards the biggest act, you are capable of acting with kindness. Breathe in and out. And the only thing you want to observe is how kind you are. It's within your nature. You are a kind human being. Please observe that. Please observe the capability within you. And I'm going to count until 3, and we're going to open our eyes. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Luigi, do we have announcements? No? Okay. So, people, we have the barbecue this Sunday. I hope you'll be very kind and be there with us to celebrate this community and celebrate the